My name is Hannah, and I'm 26 years old. I grew up in a town where everyone remembers everything, whether it's true or not. Gossip traveled faster than the wind, and reputations could be destroyed in a single afternoon. For years, my parents held a quiet power over my life, a power I didn't realize until it was too late. They spread lies about me, saying I had stolen money, calling me untrustworthy, making sure everyone I knew doubted me. For 3 long years, employers refused to hire me. Friends drifted away. My confidence shriveled, and I began to question everything about myself. I tried explaining to them. I begged, I cried, but every word I said seemed to vanish into thin air. My parents never apologized, never admitted the truth. "We just want what's best for you," they claimed, while their actions slowly destroyed every opportunity I had. Then, one day, the impossible happened. I received a call for an interview at a corporate office. My hands shook as I walked into the building, remembering the endless rejections, the whispers, the judgmental eyes of people I had once trusted. The interview started as normal. The HR manager asked routine questions, took notes, and nodded politely. But I noticed something different when the door opened again. A man in his early 50s entered the room. His presence filled the space immediately. Calm, confident, commanding, but not intimidating. The HR manager introduced him as the CEO. I froze, my heart raced. I expected a polite dismissal, maybe another chance to fail. But instead, he reached into his briefcase and pulled out a sealed envelope, placing it gently in front of me. "Before we start," he said, "I need you to have this. Your grandmother left it for you." I blinked. My grandmother had passed away years ago. I didn't understand what he meant. The envelope was thick and yellowed, marked with her careful handwriting and dated over a decade ago. My hands trembled as I opened it. Inside were notarized affidavits, letters, and even recordings proving my parents' lies. The documents detailed every instance of their deception: calls to employers, attempts to sabotage my opportunities, and false accusations meant to tarnish my reputation. Beneath them was a letter from my grandmother, explaining that she had anticipated their cruelty. She had foreseen that my parents might try to ruin me, and she had prepared these documents and set aside a small trust in my name. For the first time in years, I felt something I hadn't in a long time: hope. The CEO looked at me and said words I'll never forget. "Your reputation was destroyed deliberately. We've verified everything. You deserve a clean start." I stared at him, almost unable to speak. The room felt surreal. For years, my parents had held power over my life, convincing the world I was untrustworthy. And now, someone with authority, someone who could make a real difference, had restored what they had tried to steal. With that, I was offered the position. Not sympathy, not charity, respect for my talent and integrity. I walked out of that office feeling lighter than I had in years. But the story didn't end there. News travels fast, especially in a small town. Within days, people started asking questions. Why is Hannah working at that company? Why did the CEO personally meet her? And slowly, the truth began to surface. The legal team, acting under my grandmother's instructions, sent formal notices to every employer my parents had contacted, revealing their lies and the falsity of the accusations. Some employers apologized. Others were shocked and avoided me out of shame. And my parents, they had no way to hide. I didn't witness the confrontation personally, but I heard what happened. My father tried to dismiss it at first, joking nervously. But then the recordings were played, the exact words he had used to destroy my reputation. "Tell them she steals. She needs to learn respect." His credibility crumbled instantly. My mother cried. My father went silent. For the first time, they weren't in control. They tried to reach out to me afterward, calls, messages, even showing up at my apartment. I didn't respond. I didn't need closure. I had something far more valuable: proof, dignity, and a future that was entirely my own. In the days and weeks that followed, I reflected on everything I had endured. It would have been so easy to give up, to let their words define me forever. But my grandmother had understood something fundamental. True protection often comes quietly, patiently, and long before it's needed. She had trusted that truth would eventually prevail. And it did. Walking through town now, I notice the difference. People who once whispered now look at me with admiration or curiosity. Employers who had refused me now respect my position and achievements. The power my parents once wielded is gone, dissolved by time, patience, and evidence. I've learned a lesson that no amount of suffering could teach me alone. Respect isn't forced through fear or control. It's earned through integrity, persistence, and truth. My grandmother had seen that long before I did. Today, I mentor younger women facing similar struggles. I remind them that the truth, combined with careful planning and patience, can outlast any attempt to destroy you. Justice doesn't always arrive dramatically. Sometimes it's silent. Sometimes it waits until the timing is perfect. For me, it came through a CEO, an envelope, and a grandmother who believed in me more than anyone else ever had. And now, every time I step into that office, I know I earned it, not through revenge, but through the quiet strength that comes from surviving and trusting in truth. The day my parents' lies were exposed was the day I truly understood freedom. I didn't need their approval. I didn't need their recognition. I had my life, my dignity, and my future, and nothing they did could take it away ever again. Justice arrived quietly but undeniably, and this time it was mine.